For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid, yea. Let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written.
What do you really need to know about the Congo? It's the greatest single example in history of how predatory elites rip off millions of people and get away with it.
Thus saith the Lord God, This is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her.
According to this, the kingdom of Judah should be bordering a nation on every side. This again does not match the generally accepted modern-day state of Israel. However, when you look at a nation such as the Democratic Republic of Congo, it is truly set in the midst of the nations, being in the center of Africa, which by extent makes it the center of the world, as Africa is the center continent of which all the other continents broke from.
And she hath changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. But they have refused my judgments and my statutes. They have not walked in them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, Because ye multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I, even I, am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations. And I will do in thee that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like because of all thine abominations. Therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
Have left their home on the outskirts of Sake. They say they're heading to a camp for displaced people.
We came to Sake from my village to see if Sake was safe, but all I could hear were gunshots. Now I'm heading to Goma. We're tired of running.
We must ask ourselves honestly, can we say that the worst atrocities ever done in the history of mankind have been committed within the state of Israel? The answer would be no. But the prophecy states that these judgments are to take place in the midst of Jerusalem for all the nations to witness. Now when we investigate where on earth has endured the most suffering and where can we say truly has experienced things that have never been done before and likely will never be repeated, the answer would be Sub-Saharan Africa, but even more so the Congo. And as a result of the incomprehensible misery that takes place in this region, the inhabitants of such areas are forced to flee to preserve their lives. This in effect causes them to be sent into the four corners of the earth, fulfilling the prophecy throughout the Bible that states, the Israelites will be scattered to all nations. Slavery for roughly 1,000 years in the area of Central Africa, where the majority of slaves were taken from, has also caused the scattering of Israel into all nations. Also keep in mind he said they multiplied more than the other nations that were surrounding them. How could this be, considering nations such as Egypt, whose land and population would easily outnumber that of Israel's even if you filled it from east to west with people?
Moreover, I will make thee waste, and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, an instruction, and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgments in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, the Lord, have spoken it.
Again, this is a perfect description of Congo, which is truly an astonishment worldwide. No one seems to understand the Congo. They ask questions like, how can such a resource-rich land be home to the poorest people on earth? Also, the land is to become a reproach in the sight of all that pass by. Not a tourist attraction that attracts millions, and a taunt amongst the nations. Not a prospering, respected, and wealthy nation.